And, I made a recording, a while back, man, already existed, and I'm explaining, that this campaign against me, this smear campaign that was against me, and all this stuff was happening. That the demonic beast, those who worship the beast, they worship the prominent beast. One of those beasts. There's two artists that's beast, in these end times, and they really like the omegas of half of everybody else that came after them. You feel me? Almost over half, and both beasts rap. And this is facts, according to the historicist interpretation of biblical prophecy, in proportion to the life of the real, true Elijah. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the clock. That's the indication of the situation. And so these beasts, they put themselves into images. And, a lot of people worship those images, from whatever side or whatever part of society. And, these beasts have interest of being worshipped and replacing the Lord and replacing God. And so these beasts, whatever will help them accomplish that or facilitate that purpose, they become a part of it. You feel me? And that's the situation. And so these beasts, I talked about them in a recording call already existed. And I'm saying that even though people were slandering me, lying on me, attacking my character, attacking my integrity, attacking my faith, attacking my legacy, attacking everything about me, because everybody know the dragon is the devil. They're working for their father, which is the devil. That's also biblical, and they're doing this against the Lord. And which also, people know by now. If they didn't know then that all the slanders and things that they said were not about Dexter and were not about Elijah, but they were saying those things directly to Jesus Christ. That whatever they said, they meant it directly. They said it about the Lord, personally. You feel me? And so, that play a large role in the things that shall later transpire as according to biblical prophecy. And so, it goes without saying, that these cults, satanic cults, that's, almost every other word they say they're lying. You feel me? Everything they say is lies, especially those who tried to steal Elijah's identity, those who want or try to steal Elijah's ideals. They'll say whatever they gotta say in order to steal, Elijah's place in history. You feel me? They'll say whatever they gotta say in order to try to own Elijah's ideals. You feel me? They'll say anything, whatever it takes, the worst possible thing they'll say about you, because they trying to secure their scam fortune. They scammed all their fans already. You feel me? They scammed everybody who believed in them and looked up to them. They scammed all these people. They've been lying to them for decades. You feel me? They lied to them every word they say almost, especially about Elijah. You feel me? Because they is extremely jealous. Eli. You feel me? And so, I feel like a lot of it is really common sense. It's just the fact that really ain't much action being taken regarding it, because that's the point of these satanic cults joining cults. You feel me? That's the point of some of these artists joining cults in order to have protection from the lies that they're spreading. You feel me? To be able to have protection from the fake stuff that they're doing. That's the point of them even embracing the concept of cults in the first place. You feel me? That's the situation, And so that's what it is. That's why, even though there's an abundance, a whole cornucopia of all types of, clarity, speaking the truth, exposing the devil, nothing but facts prove all contrary to whatever, was said or did, in this premeditated, pre-contemplated smear campaign against an innocent child. You feel me? They had already pre-planned what they would say, when I was like age 3 years old, all the way to age, 12, in between there, they had already, they knew what they would already say, before I ever got to a point, of understanding anything they were talking about. You feel me? They were trying to make me into something that fit into their framing, in their false narratives, in order to be able to have an excuse, quote unquote, to destroy or interrupt or disrupt my life or my success out of jealousy. You feel me? That's what it's really been. That, they make up anything. They've been trying to make up reasons to have problems with me since I was literally born. You feel me? Because they're jealous of my talent and my potential, lyrically and all of that. And they're trying their best to keep a cone over it where nobody can see or understand, what's really, when nobody can't understand that I'm great. You feel me? And they played a major role in why my life was deteriorated to the point and extent that it was. But that's the situation though. I mean, and so that's one of the reasons why, even though there's facts, you feel me? And it's entire lawns, entire cul-de-sacs, entire prairies, and all of this full of green, precious, you know what I'm saying, voluptuous, just luscious, beautiful grass that's green. You feel me? They continue to keep, throwing purple grass narratives on everybody, especially on Elijah, because not only do they want me to conform into that, which, they failed miserably already, but they also, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's their go-to for their mammoth, their fortune scam. You feel me? That's how they get paid. You know what I'm saying? That's how they want to get paid. You feel me? At the expense of God's anointed. In plain sight. And so they lie, say and recycle the same lies over and over again, you know what I'm saying, and then justify it with, satanic cults, you know what I'm saying, that they also, enmix themselves into in order to, as immunity, to get away with, being fake. You feel me? That's basically what's going on like that. That's why they say the same lies over and over again. And as I said in that last recording, you feel me, the thing is, like, they don't, even though people that later came in recent times would tell recent lies on me, whatever they said was a part of a 20-year long, already premeditated conspiracy still. You feel me? The faces might change, but it's the same situation. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. I mean, it is exact words. I said it in my recording. I want to say last year. But yeah, man, and I post that one too. But yeah, I mean, it's a situation like that. Like it's everything that's being said, all the slander thing, they said it directly, about Jesus Christ. And you can see how out of place it is when you compare what they said with the character of Jesus, or the Lord in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And then people that's follow God, then, of course, their eyebrows be raised at that. But that's basically what's happening. You feel me? The things that they're saying, they continuously saying it directly to the Lord Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Not Dexter. You feel me? Or not Elijah. And so, I mean, if it would not make sense as aligning to biblical, truth and things, then it doesn't make sense, right now in this current modern time right now. You feel me? But they continue to stay with that because that themselves, that's their mammoth scam. That's how they get paid. They make, this premeditated false narrative, slander scam is how, they got successful. You feel me? Stealing identity and things is how they got successful. You feel me? And so they continue and they stay with that because they don't have, that's the only way they got, they got into any positions that they later will have. You feel me? And so they worship the beast, you feel me? And not God. So they're naturally against Elijah. You feel me? By nature, they're against Elijah because they worship the beast. You feel me? And these fake, false prophets, and that all get their power, they get their power from the dragon, which is the devil. You feel me? And they were fooled and misled by the satanic miracles of these beasts, which are lyrical ability and talent. You feel me? Yeah, man, because talents are miracles. You feel me? Everybody can't do that. Talents are miracles, and they have and their talents are satanic. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't use it for God. They use it for the devil. Anybody who do anything for themselves, excessively, without recognizing, you know what I'm saying? Without, you don't live for God. That's how God say you with him or against him. Man. That's how God say, man. You either with him or you with him. You feel me? You with God or you with the devil. That's the only way. But that's the situation, man. So, it goes without saying that, at this point, I've already clarified every possible slander and all that. I don't have to keep, clarifying the same situation, but they keep reiterating the same situation, and ignoring all the facts, because it ain't really nobody in society to stand up to it because, they bullying an innocent, just a single person, a child, they bullying a child, and, totally unprovoked, without cause, just for, their own selfish and demonic agendas that they already harbor and they already had. You know what I'm saying? They're possessed. They are possessed, like full-blown possessed. Some of these artists, especially all the ones that did this to, baby Eli and Eli's family over the last 20 years, they are full-blown possessed. And so, I mean, it's a scam. You know, the slander that, you know, they put against the Lord is a scam. That's how, I mean, all of that, a scam. I mean, it's self-evident, you feel me, at this point. So, I mean, every time that they say something, I don't go, you feel me, I don't go in depth and keep just breaking down, you know what I'm saying, things already broke down hundreds of times already. You feel me? I already explained how what they say is totally foolishness, you know, tons of times already. You know what I mean? And I do it all year, every year. You know what I'm saying? But they continue with, you know, imposing the same false information and false doctrine, you know what I'm saying, not only on just Elijah, through, you know, undisclosed, you know, classified, you know, illegal, unconstitutional, you know, torture mechanisms that they had, you know, high profile help, you know, within the borders in order to accomplish. You feel me? I mean, artists doing this, you know, artists got access to high, you know, high profile, you know, secret militia technology and, you know, and things like that they pre-planned using on Eli early. You feel me? They planned using that on Eli in advance, you know, and that's when they initiated it when Elijah was like between the ages of 7 and 12 years old in advance, you know, and so it's the perfect crime. It's the perfect crime. But yeah, they had help from the structures. And then when you listen to my most recent recordings, I'm talking about, I made some very thorough recordings recently. And I'm talking about how the time came in 17 when the structures informally, you know what I'm saying, stepped forward. You know what I'm saying, taking responsibility for this stuff that I was going through, you know what I'm saying, for all the way from back in 2014. And they was taking responsibility for a role in it. And I did not understand. But then now you see that these cities, like this city or that city, you know, you see that it take responsibility for its role in what's been happening in my life since 94. You know, that went over people's head. That happened, you know, like earlier this year, you know, when these people took responsibility. But no, I mean, it wasn't no justice ain't come to them, you feel me, about it. So it's like a situation that just was like, you know, it just continued to compound and snowball. And so you see it was all connected. I don't think that, you know, I got to spell out every single thing people can understand, you know what I'm saying, where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? What's happening now, what's happening in 94. You know, the faces change. Anybody who knows somebody, you know, there or you know, attached with somebody there, you know, anybody who had a problem with Eli ever, you know, knows somebody there. You feel me? It's not, I mean, it's common sense. You know, and with the smears, come on, certain type of slander you can't put against a 3-year-old child. Really? You know what I'm saying? Why would, you know, they say something like that in advance about a baby? You feel me? Just like, why would they put this torture, you know, technology, you know what I'm saying? You know, the slander don't even make no sense. You know, they try to, like, they act on the slander against a 3-year-old, you feel me, a child, against a young child, feel me? So, I mean, it makes no sense in the first place. You feel me? And so what's happened is these people, places, things, unbeknownst to me, already done invested so much into this false, you know, false narrative and slander scare that these jealous, influential figures had, you know, put up against, you know, baby Eli, you know what I'm saying, you know, for obvious reasons. You feel me? And so they've invested so much into it that even though it's falsehood and then everybody see clearly the true nature of whatever they said or did, you know, which was all without Eli's knowledge or, you know, any indication thereof that I was being, you know, I was being like chided and slandered so harshly, you know what I'm saying? Because they premeditated doing that. And the beast, everybody know these beasts by now. They play a major role in the events that transpire. You feel me? On the low, behind the scenes. So we're way past this false narrative they tried. I mean, everybody know that one of the devil's greatest tricks is trying to convince people that he does not exist. You feel me? And so they exist. You feel me? Both of them, both beasts, still active. You know what I'm saying? One of them, you know what I'm saying, under the radar. The other one above the radar. But they both together, though. You know what I'm saying? Because the beast, you know, collectively run society, and they distribute wealth according, you know, behind the scenes, you know, in the art industry. You know what I'm saying? In the lives of those who worship them. You feel me? So that's why people worship them, because, you know, it looks good to them, and it's a go-to thing that so many people invested so much into. So the real Elijah here, you know, and then I'm treated like dirt, which is a huge mistake. You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand it yet. You know, but I'm treated like dirt. I'm treated how the beast should be actually treated. But that's why some people, places, and entities in society that intentionally, you know, over the course of all these years, to preemptively, you know, they swelled them up with all this wealth and things in order to protect them from justice. You know what I'm saying? To keep them above the law. Anytime that they ever, you know, got in quote unquote trouble, you know what I'm saying, it was all like choreographed. It was just to normalize the concept where, you know, now Eli would, for instance, Eli would be able to say, oh, they're above the law. You feel me? They really is above the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably go somewhere and, you know what I'm saying? For instance, you know, they'll get in trouble, but when they come out of trouble, you know, they can spend like an entire year attacking Eli in plain sight, you know, violently. You know what I'm saying? Sending, you know, all this evil towards Eli with unprovoked, without cause, you know, all year, every year. And they can do that. Then they can get in trouble for, they just say something minor like jaywalking. You know what I'm saying? Or like I don't know, a citation or something, you know. These people that got all this money, just for example, this kind of situation, they'll get in trouble, and then they'll go, you know, they'll be down, and then it'll be publicized, oh, they down for, you know, they out, or they gone for this amount of time. Some of them, you feel me? And, you know, whenever they come back, you know, in society or whatever, they jump right back to Eli again, on the low. You feel me? Like, they obsessed. They jump right back to Eli life. Eli ain't doing nothing but, you know, sitting at the coffee shop, just, you know what I'm saying, drinking a glass of Joe, just chilling. And then they come right back to Eli, totally unrelated to anything they got going on. But they just, by default, always return to Eli to try to destroy Eli. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's weird. But they got an utter obsession. You feel me? So, you know, they have immunity to commit any crime they want to in America. You know what I'm saying? Given absolute immunity. And they are artists. And so, if they collude with structures with this, and, you know, to you know, facilitate or accomplish the same purpose, then you know it's bad for Eli. And so, I mean, like I said, man, the slander scam already existed. It's not new. It didn't come new with new, you know, influences, a new set of circumstances that, you know, coalesced, you know, in the last recent years and things. The whole time, the scam already existed. It been going on the whole time. You feel me? It's just people incorporate themselves into it. They also were a part of the situation that been going on for the last 20 years. You know, the things they said was not isolated or standalone. You feel me? They're working in collusion with these people who have conflicting interests with seeing the real Elijah be great because of what they've already invested in beasts and false prophets. You know what I'm saying? And so they keep attacking my character and everything about my life. And so I make recordings like these clarifying and speaking the truth.